Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Java with Jesus, a 365-day daily devotional / Bible study series. We are 117 days in today. We're 2 days out from Thanksgiving, and it has been a wild ride. And I am so grateful to be here with you guys and that you guys are here with me for these Bible studies and going through the Bible. I needed accountability, which is mainly the reason why I started this. And I also, as a bonus, I'm hoping that it's been cathartic for other people that are watching this as well and that have found this series, because reading the Bible every day is so important. And also, it's really helped me a lot. It's really helping, even though sometimes I don't understand it. But that's why we have the devotional. If you are new here, this is perfect timing for you because we are about to start a new book of the Bible. We are starting the book of Psalms today. And I know it's a big one. There's a lot of Psalms. They're all broken down. It's kind of broken down weird. So bear with me as I kind of figure out how to read it out loud to you guys in real time. And yeah, that's really that. The book of Psalms, I think they're mostly written by David from what I remember from other people telling me things. But I've not actually dove in and read them. I do have my highlighters ready because I'm pretty sure the majority of Bible quotes and everything that we all love come from here. So got our highlighters ready. If you are new here as well, everything that I'm using for these episodes is linked in the description below. If you're looking for additional Bible study accessories or books to look for, this one has been pretty good, I think. It's a bit brutal at times, like yesterday's episode. At the end there, we were like, ouch, rude. And yeah. Anyway, that's that. I hope you guys are having a good holiday week. I know in the workforce, if those of you work in an office right now, you're either getting a lot done or nothing done, and there will be no in between for you because all of corporate is home. I understand that. I get it. And yeah, we have 4 chapters to read today of Psalms, so we're just going to get into it. I do have my Java, my Hufflepuff cup. Episode 117, Sleepless. How well do you sleep when everything seems to be going wrong in your life? Do you lie awake all night worrying about the problems you'll face in the morning? In this reading, David reveals his secret for sleeping through the night during an overwhelming crisis. David wrote Psalm 3 when he was on the run from his son Absalom, who was bent on usurping his father's throne. Absalom orchestrated a slick revolt against David, and pretty soon David was running for his life. Wouldn't that make you sleepless? Yeah, I'd probably be sleeping with like 2 or 3 knives under my pillow for sure. But David found a cure. As you read Psalm 3, watch how David praises the aspects of God's character that give every believer cause to sleep well. The other Psalms in this section have other lessons if you're willing to pursue them. Good reasons to live God's way, Psalm 1. God's ultimate rule, Psalm 2. And God's protection and peace, Psalm 4. So as you might have guessed, we are reading Psalm 1 through 4 today. in case that wasn't made clear. The book of Psalms. There is a note. I use the NASB Bible, so there's a note up here that says the following expressions occur often in the Psalms. Selah, which may mean pause, crescendo, or musical interlude for my musical people out there. Maskil, possibly contemplative or didactic or skillful psalm. Miktam, possibly epigrammatic poem or atonement psalm. And Sheol, the netherworld. I like how they give us a definition of Sheol now when we've been using it this whole time. I mean, we could put 2 and 2 together, but thanks, guys. Psalms, Book 1, Psalm 1. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree firmly planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither, and in whatever he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. Now, I also realize, just a side note before we continue, that these are supposed to be sung, I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, you do not want to hear that. And I also am not sure how to sing them. So we're just going to read them out loud. Okay. For your ears and mine, you're welcome. Psalm 2. Why are the nations in an uproar and the peoples devising a vain thing? Why are the nations in an uproar and the peoples devising a vain thing? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us tear their fetters apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. Then he will speak to them in his anger and terrify them in his fury, saying, but as for me, I have installed my king upon Zion, my holy mountain. Hello. I will surely tell of the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will surely give the nations as your inheritance, and the very ends of the earth as your possession. You shall break them with a rod of iron. You shall shatter them like earthenware. Now therefore, O kings, show discernment. Take warning, O judges of the earth. Worship the Lord with reverence and rejoice with trembling. Do homage to the Son, that he not become angry and you perish in the way. For his wrath may soon be kindled. How blessed are all who take refuge in him. Psalm 3, a psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. Many are rising up against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no deliverance for him in God. Oh, I see. And then there's a note down here that says Selah, pause, crescendo, or musical interlude. Okay. We'll skip over those little notations because, again, I'm not singing. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. I was crying to the Lord with my voice, and he answered me from his holy mountain. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustains me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God. For you have smitten all my enemies on the cheek. You have shattered the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing be upon your people. Psalm 4, for the choir director on stringed instruments, a psalm of David. It's so interesting to me that they know this. I'm going to assume David wrote that down. This is for the choir director. This is crazy. I love this. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? How long will you love what is worthless and aim at deception? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly man for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and trust in the Lord. Many are saying, who will show us any good? Light up the light of your countenance upon us, O Lord. You have put gladness in my heart, more than when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me to dwell in safety. And that is how you sleep when your son is trying to unalive you. You just put it in God's hands. I know it sounds easy, when you're in fear for your life, but here we are. Sleep does not come easily during a crisis. Most people toss and turn with the anxiety, thinking about the problem. David may have had sleepless nights when Absalom rebelled and gathered an army to kill him, but he slept peacefully even during the rebellion. What made the difference? He knew that the Lord was watching over him. It is easier to sleep well when we trust God to control our circumstances. The next time you lie awake at night worrying about circumstances you cannot change, pour out your concerns to him until he brings the sleep you need. Ask him to intervene and thank him for being in control. Instead of counting sheep, one of my favorite songs in the whole world is a song actually by Bing Crosby. It's called like Count My Blessings instead of sheep, something like that. You'll find it's on Spotify. But it's basically the whole song is when he talks about when he can't sleep, he counts his blessings instead of the sheep. And he counts like he's got a roof over his head, he's got the beautiful children, the sun, like just all of these things. And he goes through it. And it's such a good song. And I think that I didn't know it existed until probably about a year ago, I was looking for, I have a playlist of like older artists, Bing and Frank and Dean Martin and all those guys. And I was looking for songs to add to it. And that song popped up on my recommended list. And I was like, what is that? And it's such a good song. And it's such a good reminder too, when we're going through it, or maybe we're having a tough time, or we're frustrated because things maybe aren't going the way we want or whatever. And you just count your blessings. And I think that that's kind of in line with this as well, is you want to give all your concerns to God, instead of not, I mean, you can complain to like your spouse or your friends, your family or whatever, of course, obviously. But like before you go to bed, whatever's worrying you, talk to him about it. Pretend he's in the room with you, sitting there, and you're just like word vomiting everything. Give it over to him, ask him to intervene, and sleep will come. Just like counting sheep, just like counting backwards from 10, whatever other things that we do to help us fall asleep, I know it's easier said than done, because you're like, well, I'm still going to wake up tomorrow and we're still going to be stressed out about it. Hopefully not. But I think that when you do that and you get it all off your chest, it's helping to relieve the stress, and you don't have to be so anxious about what's going on. You know what I mean? Count your blessings instead of the sheep. Talk to God instead of just worrying about it over in your head. Like literally, if you have to talk out loud, talk out loud. Who cares? I go on my walks and I literally will look like a crazy person because I'm talking to Jesus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Jesus, look at all those deer over there, or whatever. It's okay to talk out loud to God too, if you feel like that's better for you to do that. No judgments. Everybody does. I mean, I think quite more people do it. Christians do it than they are maybe willing to admit, because it does make you look like a crazy person. But yeah, that's that. Yay, Psalms. We're here. Once again, not singing. So, I'm sure there's actual song versions of these Psalms on YouTube somewhere. You guys are more than welcome to go look those up. I wouldn't even begin to know where to start to sing these. And also, you do want to hear that. So, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. Episode 117 today for the book of Psalms. We are in it. This is a big book from what I can tell. So like all together. So we'll be in this probably for a little while. Not that I'm mad at it. Oh yeah, it's very thick. Lots of Psalms. David was busy. I'm excited to see what is said. I'm excited to see where they go. David's thoughts, basically. Before I let you go for the day, on this wonderful Tuesday before Thanksgiving, let us bow our heads together and say a quick prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for being with us as we dive into the book of Psalms and we read your word. And some of us will probably listen to it as well, because it's meant to be sung and have beautiful music accompaniments to it. Jesus, I pray today that those of us that are struggling and are anxious about things that are going on in our lives, and we're not sure what tomorrow brings in those situations and in those problems that we are dealing with, that we turn to you instead of worrying about it all night, so that we can rest and we can get some sleep. Because at the end of the day, if we're not sleeping and getting rest physically and mentally, we're not going to be able to get through those problems. It's just going to keep building and building in our minds and in our hearts. I pray that all of us are taking note from David today, and that we turn to you and ask you to intervene in our restlessness and our anxiousness, and that you take it away from us so that we can get some much needed rest in our times of trials. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much for being with me, you guys, again today, and I will see you tomorrow for episode 118. God bless you all. Be safe out there. If you're traveling for the holiday, be safe. Just be safe in general. The holiday crowds they're on the roads and they're crazy. Okay. We all know. God bless you guys. Bye.